Hello everyone, I'm Sam.
I'm Addie.
And I'm Josh.
Welcome and welcome back to those that have played with us before. We have some great guests on tonight. I know a few people in the comments are already pretty excited about a few of them. And they've pre-recorded questions for us, some of whom you may have seen on social media.
So the way the quiz is going to work is there are 6 rounds with 10 questions in each round. We're going to start with the general knowledge and end with a special Harry Potter round featuring some stars of the films. There'll be a 2-minute break after the second and fourth round, so you can plan around that.
So, as always, the comments are great, but we'd love if we could get some more. And it means if you have any questions, we can respond.
Backed by popular demand, we also have some live scoring this week. If you want to take part, click on the answer form 1 in the description below this video. It should be pretty intuitive, but the main thing to remember is that your team name needs to be the exact same on each 3 times that you submit the forms. It needs to be identical.
On that, we've grouped tonight's quiz into 3 sets of 2 rounds each with 1 answer form for each set. We'll go through the questions for the first 2 rounds and you'll use answer form 1 to answer your questions for those. Then you'll press submit and then we'll go through the answers with you, and we will do that 2 more times for round 3 and 4 and then round 5 and 6.
After our first break, Addie will give you the lowdown on how people are doing and who's in the lead. And we'll do the same after the second break and, of course, at the end of the quiz.
So when you're answering the questions on the form, they'll almost always be kind of 1 or 2 word answers. So you really need to keep it simple. Don't throw any random sentences, punctuation or capital letters. So for the question, if the question was, where were the 2012 Olympics held? And you just want to type London, not kind of, I think it's London or London with a question mark, because you just won't get any points for that. We're working with the limitations of Google Forms, and we've tried to provide for the most obvious spellings, but at the end of the day, there's no prizes up for grabs, so for goodness sake, please don't Google the answers.
As ever, tonight is all in good fun. Our fundraising total didn't actually update in real time last week, but we were absolutely thrilled after the fact to find out that we'd raised over £3,000 in last weekend's quiz, which now takes us to over £5,000 raised, including gift aid, which is just incredible. We would love to build on that this week if we can. The link to donate is in the description underneath this video, the first link, and we'll also be throwing it into the chat periodically as well.
So I'm doing the scoring and the chat tonight, so I'll see you in a couple of rounds' time. Bye.
See you later.
With that, let's go on to the rounds.
Indeed.
So round 1 is going to be general knowledge, followed by animals of stage and screen.
Then we are going to have exploration and adventure and blast from the past, which is a picture round.
Followed by a quick break, and then on to round 5, which is politics and history. And then finally our special Harry Potter round,
which features not 1, not 2, but 3 actors from the films. So I look forward to that one. Okay, and without further ado, shall we bring on the first question of round 1, which is general knowledge.
So question 1 is, what is the most common bird in the world?
So remember also, if you're using the answer form, to note down the team name that you've just typed. Make it unique, but also make it one that you can remember. That includes cases and spaces.
There are 25 billion of these birds in the world.
There are. So have a think on that one. And we will be bringing up question 2, which is, in which country was a large statue illuminated wearing a medical uniform last weekend? So it was illuminated to show support for those fighting the COVID virus.
Very important job.
Think about the large statues that you might know. I'll give you a clue.
So question 3 is our first celebrity question. This man needs no introduction, so let's roll the tape.
Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the quiz so far. My question, you've all heard of the magician Harry Houdini. But what I want to know is, what country was he from? Good luck and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.
So that was Stephen Frayne, more commonly known as Dynamo, the magician. He has toured the world. He actually ran the biggest live performance by a magician in Britain ever at the O2 not long ago. He also has produced the Magician Impossible series, which has been seen by more than 250 million people around the world.
And in the bottom right of your screen there, you should see him performing one of his most famous tricks, which is him walking across the River Thames.
Absolutely, yeah. And his question was, what is Houdini's nationality? And we're talking about where he was born and his actual nationality, not where he spent most of his adult life, which was America.
Going to question 4. How many colours are there in a rainbow? Quite a common acronym for this one. Many of you may have learned.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got comments saying that my hairline is the exact opposite of yours.
Yeah, probably a fair comment.
Probably true, yeah. You've got the little
Yeah.
the arches, I've got the V. There you go. Going to be cleaning this up this week, probably, so you can look forward to a nice skin fade next week.
Which I will be administering.
Yeah. Josh, question 5.
Question 5. Sugaring off involves the tapping of trees and occurs in North America in early spring each year. What food product does it produce?
So you can see there the buckets collecting from the trees.
We've actually experienced this on holiday.
We have. Jack Sutton wants a wave. Josh, can you provide that?
Hi, Jack.
Very good.
Okay, there's the wave, Jack.
Okay, the 6th question of the general knowledge round. After water, what is the most widely consumed drink in the world? So what is the 2nd most popular drink in the world? Repping Palace.
You are not repping
Neither
Palace.
of us are repping Palace. We're out of our price range.
Yeah.
And the 7th question of the general knowledge round is another celebrity question, so take it away.
Hello, I'm Deborah Frances White from the Guilty Feminist podcast. I hope you are all enjoying the big quarantine quiz. Not everybody knows I'm Australian because my accent comes and goes. So my question for you is, what's Australia's national animal? Happy quizzing!
So that was Deborah Frances White, the comedian, author and screenwriter. She is maybe most famous for the Guilty Feminist podcast, which has been downloaded over 60 million times. She's a favourite of Addie's, and her show features special guests each week, much like this quiz.
Addie was very, very happy to have her as a guest this week. And her question was, what is the national animal of Australia, I believe? Maybe a straightforward one, or maybe a trick question. Who could say?
Going to question 8. What unit is used to measure the length of horses? Maybe quite a difficult one, this.
I think so.
Imperial? Metric?
Centimetres?
Miles?
Miles? Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
Okay. The penultimate question of round 1. How many years are involved in a ruby anniversary? So we know gold is 50. Paper is actually 1.
Is it?
Interesting fact for
That
you.
is an interesting
Yeah.
fact. And going on to our final question, which is our tweet of the week. It is a picture
It is.
taken near our house by one of our neighbours.
It is.
And we want to know what type of bird it is.
It's been provided by Alan. So thank you again to him for providing this week's entry. Again, we're just being, simple. So with all the answers, we've provided for multiple capitalizations, but in general, a safe bet is just to keep all your answers lowercase.
So we're just going to quickly fire through those round 1 questions again. So question 1 was, what is the most common bird in the world?
Question 2, in which country was a large statue illuminated wearing a medical uniform?
3 was, what country was Harry Houdini from?
4 was, how many colours are there in a rainbow?
What food product does sugaring off produce?
What is the most widely consumed drink in the world after water? That's type of drink.
What is the national animal of Australia?
The 8th question, what unit is used to measure the length of a horse?
How many years are involved in a ruby anniversary?
And finally, what type of bird is that? You can see that again in the bottom right corner. We'll just give you a few more moments on those questions. Should say also that we're going to bring up the questions for round 2 as well, so you can keep thinking about those, and if you want to go back and edit them while we answer round 2, then you can feel free to do that.
And we'll be doing the answers in a group at the end of round 1 and 2, so not straight after round 1.
Amen. All right.
Going to round 2.
Which is?
Animals of stage and screen.
And also literature.
And literature.
We've sort of morphed into that.
Yeah. So question 1 is, which Disney animal with their own self-titled movie never has any lines?
Quite a lot of caveats on that question.
Yeah,
but they have their own movie and they never speak. Who are they?
That's a thinker.
It's a fascinating one, you have to say.
Question 2.
Do the honours.
Who is this? It's a very famous dog. Who is it?
Gotta be getting this one, surely.
Yeah.
Surely. That is the Harry Potter actors round. Yes, that is the round 6 is the Harry Potter round, so look forward to that. You can probably guess who's appearing in that. Your third question, as ever, is a celebrity guest question. I'm sure many of you will know this person and be fans, so take it away.
Hi there everybody, Susan Boyle here, and I hope you're enjoying the quiz so far. My question is, in 1981, Elaine Page starred in Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats at the West End. What I would like to know is, what is the name of the character she played? Good luck everybody, and please keep donating. Thank you.
So that was, of course, Susan Boyle, who shot to fame in the 3rd series of Britain's Got Talent when she sang I Dreamed a Dream. Her debut studio album in 2009 became the UK best-selling debut album of all time.
Impressive knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see on the screen there, in the bottom left, that's a original audition. See, she's gone on to huge things since then as well. So a big thank you to Susan for helping us out with tonight's quiz. And her question was, which character did Elaine Page play in Cats? So there you have it. Josh, question 4.
Question 4. Which food is Garfield known for loving? You can see a picture of Garfield on the right. Very famous cat.
There he is, looking pretty full. What is his favourite food? And your 5th question. What kind of fish is Nemo?
Frank better be getting this one, seeing as he's watched Finding Nemo and Finding Dory both this week.
Big shout out to Frank.
Yeah.
That's not weird at all. You can explain yourself in the comments.
Question 6. Name an animal that the Queen of Hearts played croquet with in Alice in Wonderland.
So should say she didn't actually play with these people. She actually used them as croquet equipment. That's your clue.
Mallets and balls.
One was the mallet, one was the ball, and we need either or. There's no prizes available for both. In fact, you will get 0 if you write both. So write one.
Do you want to do question 7?
It would be an honour. The 7th question. In Phillip Pullman's Dark Materials trilogy, what name is given to the animals that represent people's personalities? So this is also known as the Golden Compass, which was quite a recent film. And
series.
And series, yeah. A lot of the characters have animals that walk by their side throughout their life. What are they called? Navy Corporal is really backing himself. Don't know who they are, but fair play.
Okay, so these are the closing lines of a famous book, which are, and he sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks, and through a day and into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him, and it was still hot. So we want to know what book were the closing lines.
So there you go. Theo is complaining that the chat is low energy. It's really up to the players to fix that problem. Feel free to post anything you want in the chat, literally. Okay, but yeah, and that was a classic book, ending in "and it was still hot." I'm sure you've read it. or had it read to you? What was the name of the book? Josh, question 9.
Question 9. The author Judith Kerr passed away a year ago this month. What was her most famous book?
Another book that you've all almost definitely read or had read to you. So there you go. I should say celebrity questions are 2 to a round, with the exception of this round actually. But in general, question 3, question 7 will be provided by special guests. And finally, question 10 is another picture, which is going to be on the screen now. We want to know which author created the fictional map seen here. And for those of you that are playing along on phones, granted this will be a little bit difficult to see. So Josh, would you like to explain some of the things that are on here?
I would not like to, but I will anyway. So we've got the Flopsy Bunnies, Hilltop Farm, Bull Banks, and Mr. Todd's Winter House, to name 4.
Love it. A few more comments coming in thick and fast now. Big shout out to Celine Core, who specifically requested one. Okay. Round 2. Review.
Question 1. Which Disney animal with their own self-titled movie never has any lines?
The second question is, who is that in the top right?
Susan Boyle wanted to know what character Elaine Page played in Cats.
The fourth question was, what is Garfield's favourite food?
5 was what kind of fish is Nemo from Finding Nemo.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah,
the sixth question, name one animal that the Queen of Hearts played croquet with. Remember, we only want one animal.
Question 7 was, in Phillip Pullman's Dark Materials, what name is given to the animals that represent people's personalities?
Question 8, I'm going to read it out.
That is a...
And he sailed back over a year, and in and out of weeks, and through a day, and into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him, and it was still hot. What are the closing lines of which book?
Okay, what was Judith Kerr's most famous book?
And finally, which author created the fictional map seen here? And once you're happy with your answers for round 1 and round 2, make sure you press submit. But before you do, make a strong note of what you have written for your team name. Exactly. That includes cases and spaces. If you mess that up, your scores will not count towards the total scores. So that is critical to get right.
Michael Geller, as always, is wanting Kate to dance.
And another shout out for the Allen family. Love it. This is getting good now. We like it. More comments coming in will be amazing. Okay, so you have about 10 seconds, give or take, to finalise your answers. Once Josh has rung the bell, we are cut off and your answers will not count towards the total scores. So make sure you've hit that submit button and made a note of your team name. And Josh, would you like to do the honours to end round 1 and round 2?
It would be a pleasure.
And a privilege.
So you've been cut off.
So there you have it. Make sure you have submitted your answers on the Google form. And we will now be whizzing through the answers to round 1 and round 2 before taking a very short break. So, Josh.
The answers to set 1. Question 1 is the chicken. There are actually thought to be 50 billion domestic chickens.
That is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Question 2, that was Brazil. The Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio, you can see there.
Question 3, the answer was Hungary. He spent most of his life in the US, but Budapest is home to the House of Houdini, which is the main meeting point for magicians in the world.
But indeed. Question 4, there are 7 colours on a rainbow. You might see a few rainbows of people's windows thanking the NHS.
Going to question 5, the answer was maple syrup. Best from Canada.
Yeah. Shout out Canada.
Yeah.
Question 6, your answer is tea, followed closely by beer, coffee and Coke. China is by far and away the largest consumer of tea in the world, with about 1.6 billion pounds of tea consumed every year in the country. Who knew?
Crazy. Question 7 is a kangaroo. That is the national animal of Australia.
It is. The 8th question. Hands is used to measure the length of horses. There you go.
Question 9. The answer is 40.
40 years.
40 years are involved in the Ruby anniversary.
And the 10th question. Your answer for tweet of the week was blue tit. So there you go.
Then moving on to our next round, animals of stage and screen. The Disney animal was actually Dumbo. If you put Bambi, you would be wrong.
If you put anything other than Dumbo, you'd be wrong.
She actually speaks 13 minutes into the film and has over 1,000 words of dialogue.
So there you have it. Question 2. Lassie was your answer. I think everyone probably getting that one.
Question 3. The answer was Grisabella. Don't know if I said that right, but
I think you did, yeah.
Cool.
Main character in Cats. It was also classically made into a film to less than positive reviews.
question 4. The answer was lasagna, of course. One of my favourite foods too.
Question 5, your answer was a clownfish. Shout out Frank again.
Don't know why. Question 6 was a flamingo or a hedgehog you could have had.
See there, the flamingo is the mallet, hedgehog was the bull. Either or, what you're accepting.
Pretty cruel, has to be said.
Mm-hmm.
Question 7. The answer was daemons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can actually take an online quiz on BuzzFeed to find out what your daemon would be. Mine was a sparrow, even though I tend to think of myself as more of a lion or something like that. Purebred Wolverine, something like that.
Moving on to question 8. Quickly. The answer was where the wild things are.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Sure, everyone's read that one.
Question 9 as well. The answer was The Tiger Who Came to Tea. A very famous book. Sure you've all read it or had it read to you, but I bet you didn't know the author.
And your final question, the fictional map was made by, well, potentially not made, but based on the books by Beatrix Potter, who was the author of Peter Rabbit, amongst others. Mrs. Tiggy Winkle, you can also see there. And that just about wraps up rounds 1 and round 2. While we are crunching the numbers, or maybe the numbers have already been crunched, but we are going to take a 2-minute break.
There we are.
If you haven't already, or even if you have and could spare a small amount of money to support this and support an amazing cause, then now would be an amazing time to donate. The link to do just that is underneath this video. And we will see you
After the break.
after the break. Welcome back. Welcome back. You probably heard that already, but welcome back. We are now going to give you the scores for all those participating in the form. Sorry for that breakdown in communication. So that should be up on screen now.
I'll come stand here.
There we go.
So, if you're looking for the average scores for that round, was 11.18 out of 20. So, about 50%. It's okay. The highest score was really great with 20, but the lowest score was 3. I'm not sure what team that was, but yeah.
That's a stinker.
Yeah.
You hate to see that.
And this is kind of a distribution, so you can see how people did. Yeah, I don't really know
This is good stuff.
Don't really know what to say about that. People seem to be doing pretty okay.
4% of people were 17 or above.
This scoring stuff must have been hard to orchestrate.
It was.
This is looking pretty good. And this is the total top 20 places, with Team Rocket in first place and Kate Should Dance is in second place with 18 out of 20. So
She said during the break that if you finish top, she might just do that at the end.
no pressure. Yeah, we thought this was Bingo, is in place 13.
Good stuff all round.
Yeah.
14 for the Welshes and for the Pepper.
Yeah, good shout out to Addie's friends in spot 17. Yes.
Tell you what, that Theo Quiz God Pepper featuring 2 hyphens is going to be hard to get right in the next one.
Because it is worth noting you need to get it exactly right or you're not getting counted.
The exact same team name.
Okay.
Otherwise it won't work.
Alright, well, I'll see you guys later. Bye!
Make sure, if you haven't already, that you clicked on the link for the form for round 3 and 4. It should have come up right after you submitted round 1 and 2, but in case you missed that, it is also in the description.
Wow, that's smart. Okay, going on to round 3, which is exploration and adventure. Question 1. What extreme sport involves jumping across buildings and up walls? Pretty famous one. Watched a lot of YouTube compilations on this.
Ellis has written Togo 5 times. Don't understand what that is about. Keep doing you, Ellis. Question 2 is, what is the name of the film that shows Alex Honnold free climbing a 3,000-foot rock face without ropes or safety gear? This is a real nail-biting film that came out recently. Made millions at the box office.
Terrifying one, this.
What was it called?
Question 3 is a guest question. Roll the tape.
Evening all. I hope you're enjoying the big quarantine quiz so far. My question to you is, what is the name of the Irish explorer that led 3 expeditions to Antarctica, most famously on a ship called Endurance in 1914? Best of luck.
So that was Ben Saunders, polar explorer, endurance athlete and motivational speaker. He has skied more than 6,000 kilometres on polar expeditions and holds the record for the longest human-powered polar journey in history. He was also the youngest solo trek to the North Pole ever and led the first return journey to the South Pole on foot via Shackleton and Scott's route in 2013. And a big shout out to Ben and Pip, and also Molly the dog, who we hope are watching / playing along now. And a big thank you to Ben for providing that question.
Question 4. Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
There you go. Rob Hardoff was asking about slightly changing his team name. You can't help but think that was our sarcastic question, making fun of us. But there you go. Question 5 is, what is the only sport to have been played on the moon? It's a classic fact.
Yeah, it is. Question 6. Which famous TV adventurer was appointed as the youngest ever chief scout at the age of 34?
Great fact. I honestly couldn't even hazard a guess as to what Togo actually means, but it's been posted in the chat quite a lot, which is good. Don't think that's in reference to any particular question, so I wouldn't overthink your answers. And your question 7, as you have already seen, is fine. Question 7, as you've already seen, is coming to you from a special guest, so take it away.
Hi guys, Grylls here with a question for your quiz. What is the correct height of Mount Everest? Is it 8,648 metres, 8,748 metres or 8,848 metres?
So that was, of course, Bear Grylls, the famous TV adventurer, known for TV series Man vs. Wild and Born Survivor.
Great knowledge.
I know. At 23, he was the youngest man to ever summit, or one of the youngest men, to ever summit Mount Everest?
He has several best-selling books and has also used some pretty crazy stuff on TV for our entertainment and his survival. And he also served in the SAS and has a black belt in karate. And a huge thank you to Bear for providing that question. He gave you a choice of 3 for the height of Mount Everest. For the answer, it makes a lot more sense if you just write A, B or C. So it's either, I think it was 8648, 8748 or 8848 was A, B or C. If you have anything other than a 1 in 3 chance on that question, then that's impressive.
Question 8. In 1901, Edson Taylor became the first person to survive a trip over Niagara Falls. What item did she use for this daring stunt? What was she on or in?
There you go. Another shout out for the Allen family. I thought we already gave them one maybe, but a lot of love for the Allens. And shout out Togo.
Question 9. Which company sponsored the Stratos event in which Felix Baumgartner free fell from space to Earth?
You've got to be a bit of a nutter to do that.
Yeah, that is terrifying. But
millions tuned in to watch him do that live a few years ago.
He actually broke the sound barrier when he fell.
Less than 4 minutes, I think.
Just under.
There you go. I think, off the top of my head.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Question 10. In base jumping, the word base is an acronym that stands for 4 categories of fixed objects from which one can jump. Building, antenna, span, and blank. We want to know what the E is.
What the E stands for. There you go. Pretty interesting question, that one.
That is, actually.
Building and antenna, pretty self-explanatory. Oh, sorry. Yeah, building and antenna, pretty self-explanatory. I think span is a bridge or something like that.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
And earth. Oh, I've just done. Yeah, never mind. Moving on. Right, moving on. Okay, no one heard us. The review, question 1. What extreme sport involves jumping across buildings and up walls? It's the second major howler of tonight.
Which film shows Alex Honnold free climbing a 3,000-foot cliff?
Which Irish explorer led 4 expeditions to Antarctica, most famously on a ship named the Endurance in 1914? That was a howler.
Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic?
What is the only sport to have been played on the moon?
In 2009, which TV adventurer was appointed the youngest ever chief scout at the age of 34?
Bear Grylls wanted to know what the height of Mount Everest was. Was it A, B or C? See the options there.
Question 8, we wanted to know what vehicle Edson Taylor used to get over Niagara Falls.
Question 9, which company sponsored the Stratos event in which Felix Baumgartner free fell from space to Earth? And I'll do this one. What does the E stand for in earth jumping? So have a think about those. It's the bright lights in my face, I can't handle it. Okay. Give you a few more seconds to have a think about those. Should we maybe leave those up on the screen for people to have a flick through? And remember, as before, we're going to be moving on to round 4 questions. So you will have time to revisit those questions if you missed any or are still mulling any over.
God, that's a howler.
So there you go. Yeah. That's right. It's been pretty professional so far, I'd say.
Give a quick shout out to the Tutil family. There you go.
Yeah, big love for the Tutil. Okay, we are now going to move on to round 4. Remember, you can go back to any of those questions if you wish. And this is a picture round, so we should be sort of rattling through this one pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Josh?
Question 1
is as follows.
There we are. Who is that?
Resembling Velma from Scooby-Doo. Nice bowl cut there.
Question 2. Pretty iconic woman, this.
Mm-hmm. Might need to give people a little longer.
Yeah.
But who is that?
Question 3. Who is missing their 2 front teeth?
A very famous individual. As happy as ever. Where's the Geller shout out? It's right here. The fourth question of this picture round. Who is that dashing young man? Got to be getting that one.
You have to. Question 5. Who is this? Black and white photo.
Mm-hmm. Might be a bit of a clue.
Pretty vintage, this.
Gap in the front teeth, potentially. Also a little clue there. I'm worried I'm going to give it away. So Question 6. Oh, I nearly said something. Anyway, right. Okay. Very cute young man there. Face hasn't changed too much.
But the hairstyle definitely has.
Yes.
And thank God.
Yeah, with Simon in between his vibes there, I'd say.
Question 7. Who is this?
Interesting hair day.
Has to be said. Yeah. Not the best school photo. Question 8. Who is this?
Again, black and white. You've got to think it's going to be providing a bit of a clue. There you go. There's the 8th question. Got the dog almost walking onto the stage. Lie down. The 9th question, Josh.
9th question.
Is there?
Needs no explanation. Still the same premise.
Got sort of braid cornrow type thing as well.
Yeah.
Fair to say she's grown out of that.
And going on to our final question, or he, could be he.
Could be. Really try. Anyway, right, go.
Question 10. Who is this? Yet another black and white photo. Yet another him.
Number 7, very, very closely resembles my friend Etienne, so you got that to look forward to when we reveal the review now. So there you have them all again. If you missed any or need to see them again, not gonna lie, I'd be backing myself to get a 10 out of 10 on this round.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I don't know, I think some of them are a little bit more difficult.
There you go. Make sure to keep your answers simple on the form.
Once you know them, you'll kick yourself. That's what we said.
So there you go. Susan Boyle has appeared in the chat, which is good. You've got to think that's not the real Susan Boyle. But fair play to her if it is. Okay, so hang on. So we're going to be... Those are the review questions. Remember to smash that submit button if you're using the Google form.
Also, feel free to smash that subscribe button.
True, yeah. We're past, I think, almost 1,000 subscribers now, which is amazing.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be a little higher after this. Who knows? So we'll give you a few more seconds on those.
Then we will be ringing the bell.
Make sure your team name matches the one that you used previously. And Josh, would you like to do the honours?
I would love to.
So make sure you have submitted Form 2 for rounds 3 and 4. Okay.
And we're going to be moving quickly on to the answers of set 2.
After a quick shout out for the spicy noodles. People aren't a fan of question 10 on that round. Sorry about that. Just thought it was quite a nice picture. And Josh, answers.
The answer to question 1 was parkour.
Mm-hmm.
Something that Dad would love to be able to do if he could.
I can. If Dad could have any superpower, apparently it would be parkour, which is ridiculous.
A poor choice.
Yeah. Question 2, your answer was Free Solo. Would highly recommend that film. You have your heart in your mouth. Actually, more than 30 people died trying to do what Alex did before.
Question 3, the answer was Sir Ernest Shackleton.
Question 4 was Amelia Earhart. She flew from Newfoundland to Wales. Took almost 21 hours in 1928.
And famously disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere. We don't know.
Yeah, disappeared 9 years later.
Yeah, wow. Going to question 5. It was golf. Probably a pretty easy one, that.
Mm-hmm. Question 6 was Bear Grylls, of course, who would appear in the question after, which was question 7. And your answer was C, 8,848 metres. And he's going to tell you that himself right now.
The correct answer is Everest is 8,848 metres high. Have an amazing night. Take care, guys.
Bear providing the question and the answer, which is the first celebrity to do that. So thank you to him. I forgot about that. Also, Ben Saunders, who you saw in the previous round, has also appeared in the chat. So big shout out to him.
That is the actual Ben Saunders.
It is indeed. The 8th question, Josh.
It was actually a barrel. Pretty impressive, this. Don't know how that works, but...
She escaped with just a few cuts. Since then, 15 people have gone over the falls, not all in a barrel, and 5 have died.
Yeah.
Sadly. Okay.
Question 9. Red Bull. Sponsored. Fell from space.
There you go. I've already given you the facts. She was at 130,000 feet, amazingly. And I'll take this one.
Yeah, there you
Question 10, your answer was Earth. If you didn't get that one right, then you need to listen more carefully. Okay. Moving on to the answers for round 4.
That was, of course, George Clooney.
There he is.
He's aged pretty well, has to be said.
Yeah. Say that again. That was Beyonce. Queen Bee. We were actually accepting Queen Bee as an answer. I doubt anyone put that. But
Question 3. The answer was Barack Obama. Now you see it, you'll kick yourself. But maybe a less easy one.
World's most famous men.
The answer to this is, of course, David Beckham.
Love it. There he is. Another icon. Your 5th question, I think, was Madonna. There she is.
Going into question 6. This was Harry Styles.
Hasn't changed a bit.
Apart from the hair.
The 7th question is Amy Winehouse. There she is. She's changed a lot. You can't help but say that. And, yeah.
Question 8. This is Hugh Grant. Yet another man who's aged well.
Very well. The 9th question, that is Taylor Swift. T-Swizz.
T-Swizzle.
Yeah. One of the world's biggest pop stars. And question 10 was, of course, Boris Johnson.
Our
There he
current
is.
Prime Minister.
Looking equally irritated by life there. Okay. So that concludes round 3 and 4.
That it does.
As ever, what's happening now?
We are going to go for a quick break.
Correct.
So again, please donate if you can. It's for a great cause. And we'll see you after the break. Welcome back, everyone, to the quiz. As promised, we'll be going through the scores. So, Ali, do you want to?
Sure.
Should be up on your screen now.
I'm back. So the average score for that round, for those 2 rounds actually, was a bit higher, 12.57 out of 20 overall. The highest score this time is 19, and the lowest score again was 3.
No one got 4 marks though.
No one got 4 marks. The Jersey Babes got 19 out of 20, as did Addie's friends.
Wow.
Again, good job. We thought this was bingo, still doing well. Kate should dance less well that round, unfortunately, so you're losing your chance.
Beach Family on 16 out of 20. They actually won our quiz in week 1, so a bit of a fall from grace there.
Alright, should we go to the total scores?
Go for it.
Treat ourselves.
So these are how people are doing overall so far. There's no one who's managed to get upwards of 37. And yeah, don't really know what else more to say about that.
Good stuff.
Can we look at this?
Rude not to.
Sure. So this is our overall total so far. And I think I've not fixed it. Let me
You
just...
have? Yeah, it's all good.
No,
Oh no,
Oh, no,
you
yeah.
No, I have
really
not.
have not.
Give me 2 seconds. Wow, like magic.
There you go.
There you go. Sorry about that. So Team Rocket is still in first place, Kate Should Dance is still in second place, and Addie's Friends is now in third place.
Kate
Yes.
getting seriously close to having to dance. 2 more rounds
It's
to
dangerous,
see if
it's
that
dangerous.
see if that happens.
Alright, bye again.
Okay.
Moving swiftly on to round 5, politics and history. And
Got-
away we go.
Got 5 special guests coming up for you, round 5 and 6, so stay tuned.
Sam, let's bring it home in the last set.
Your first question of the politics and history round is, how many heads of presidents are carved into Mount Rushmore? Okay, very famous site.
I was about to name them, but then I realised.
That would be stupid.
Yeah.
It'd be absolutely outrageous to give away the answer before you actually
Yeah.
asked the question. Question 2, Josh.
Question 2. On which day of the week are UK elections held? Held on this day? Every time.
Probably.
Yeah.
Who actually knows?
Yeah, no.
But it's tradition that they are held on this day. Just make sure you are doing this in the answer form for round 5 and 6. If that wasn't clear already, link is in the description if you have just realised that you're on the wrong answer form.
Question 3, as always, is a celebrity question. So he's a famous journalist, and he'll take it away.
Hi everybody, hope you're enjoying the quiz more than the quarantine itself. My question's a real doddle. You're going to get this very easy. It is to name the cat whose official title is Chief Mouser to the Cabinet Office. The cat, of course, who lives at number 10. Keep enjoying the quiz, and don't forget to donate.
So I'm sure most of you know that was Nick Robinson, the presenter of the BBC's Today programme. He was also the chief political correspondent for the BBC and ITV. You can see him on screen now, I think in the bottom right, hosting the final head-to-head debate between Johnson and Corbyn prior to last year's election. And a big thank you to Nick for providing that question for us. And he wanted to know who the chief mouser to the Cabinet Office was. Is. There you go.
Moving on to question 4. Who wrote the 1925 autobiographical manifesto Mein Kampf?
So worried I'm going to reveal another answer. Okay. Absolute doddle, that question 3. And question 4 should be that.
Yeah.
Question 4 you've got to think is another gimme.
Question 5. What political movement were these athletes supporting?
Was that the 1968 Olympic Games, I think?
God, that is astounding knowledge.
Mm-hmm. But what were they supporting?
Question 6. Which animals did Hannibal famously lead over the Alps?
I think he led almost 40 of them over the Alps.
Oh, maybe that's a hint.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Question 7 is another special guest question, a famous historian. Let's take it away.
Hello everyone and welcome to the big quarantine quiz. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I have a question for you. What was the pirate called Edward Teach better known as? Good luck and don't forget to donate.
So that was Dr. Sam Willis, British historian, TV presenter and writer. He's presented a number of BBC history programmes, including Castles, Britain's Outlaws and The Silk Road. He's recently started a new podcast for homeschooling called Histories of the Unexpected. And you can check that out in the link below. I think you're going to have to copy and paste it.
I think you might have to, but would highly recommend checking out that podcast.
Yeah.
And his question was about Edward Teach, I believe. What was he more commonly known as? Okay, I can provide some value sometimes. Yeah. The 8th question of the Politics and History round is, which former US president was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002? Plenty more David Tennant fans entering the chat. He'll be coming soon, don't worry.
That he will. Question 9. Which UK political party's logo is this?
Sorry to those of you playing across the Atlantic in the US and Canada, that might be a tough one for you.
But if you're in the UK,
should be gettable.
Fairly easy. The final question of this round. Since the 19th century, which birds have been known as the guardians of the Tower of London? This is probably a pretty easy one as well.
You'd hope. The closer we go, the more David Tennant followers come up.
There we go. Get excited.
It'll be a matter of moments. Okay, a new review for round 5, Politics and History.
Question 1. How many heads are carved into Mount Rushmore?
Question 2. On which day of the week are UK elections held?
We want you to name the cat whose official title is Chief Mouser to the Cabinet Office.
The 4th question. Who wrote the autobiographical manifesto Mein Kampf?
What political movement were these athletes supporting? Top right.
The 6th question. Which animals did Hannibal famously lead over the Alps?
What was pirate Edward Teach better known as?
That was Dr. Sam Willis's question. The 8th question. Which former US president was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002?
We want to know which political party's logo is pictured in the bottom right.
And finally, which birds are known as the guardians of the Tower of London? So there you have it. That was your round 5 Politics and History round. So finalise those answers. Again, you can revisit those questions, or those answers I should say, in the following round.
Frank, I'm sorry to disappoint, but Susan Boyle has come and gone. But
he has. You've got 3 more big stars coming up, so look forward to those instead. Okay.
Going on to our final round, Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, featuring 3 actors from the films. So get excited.
Get so excited.
Josh.
Question 1. What object decides what house students at Hogwarts get put into?
These will range in difficulty, it's fair to say. That will be on the easier end. Definitely on the easier end. If you can't get that, it's going to be a tough round for you.
Yeah.
The second question is a special guest question. So take it away.
Hello everyone, hope you're all enjoying the quiz. My question to you is, who did Voldemort appoint to be headmaster of Hogwarts in Harry's 7th year? Hint, Harry wasn't actually there for his 7th year, it was bad times. Good luck!
So that was Irish actress, activist and narrator Evanna Lynch. Probably most famously known for playing Luna Lovegood in the Harry Potter series. You can see her in the top left of your screen now next to Harry himself. Evanna is also dedicated to animal rights and veganism. You can check her out on Twitter and was on Dancing with the Stars last year. So there you go.
There you go. To question 3. In the first book, what was the name of the philosopher who had a stone?
We need first and last name for this one, please. Give you a bit more time on that one.
Yep.
Gisbees are the real stars. You're not wrong.
Going to question 4. Which character poses as Mad-Eye Moody in the Goblet of Fire?
Little teaser.
Yeah,
Little teaser
maybe,
question.
Maybe. If you get it right.
Great character. Okay, and the 5th question of this round, I think, is the one that quite a lot of you in the chat are waiting for, and that is coming to you from Mr. David Tennant. Take it away.
Hello again, David Tennant here again. My next question is this. In the Harry Potter series, what type of potion could a wizard drink to transform into somebody else? That's what kind of potion could a wizard drink to transform into somebody else? I think I played one of them. Good luck.
So since a few of you, I think, are specifically here for David, we're going to roll that one more time.
Hello again, David Tennant here again. My next question is this. In the Harry Potter series, what type of potion could a wizard drink to transform into somebody else? That's what kind of potion could a wizard drink to transform into somebody else? I think I played one of them. Good luck.
So thank you so much to David Tennant for providing that question for us. Loving the filters on that. If you were here just for David, I would remind you that he hasn't done this for us. He's done this to support a great cause, which is the NHS Charities Together Urgent Appeal. So if you want to, feel obliged, the link to donate is right underneath this video. And his question was, what do characters in Harry Potter drink to turn into other people or characters? So that was your 5th question of the Harry Potter round. I should say also, we didn't actually give David Tennant his official
we didn't.
fact spiel. Do you want to do the honours on that
Yeah,
one?
I'll treat myself. So he was the 10th Doctor Who. He played Barty Crouch Jr. in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which you can see on your screen. And played Dr. Alec Hardy in Broadchurch.
D.I. Alec Hardy.
D.I.
Alongside Olivia Colman. So there you go. You can see some of his work on screen now. Okay, now we move on to question 6.
There we go.
5 questions of Big Quarantine Quiz, week 3, to go.
What does Dumbledore leave in his will to Ron?
Getting towards the trickier end.
That we are.
So what did Dumbledore leave in his will to Ron? Your 7th question, you've got to think is one of the easier ones.
What is the name of Harry's mother?
Seen on screen now. So there you have it. First name will suffice, although last name should be pretty straightforward too.
Yeah.
The 8th question is the 3rd special guest question of this round and the final special guest question of this week's quiz. So take it away.
Hello, fine people of the world. I hope you're enjoying the big quarantine quiz so far. Keep your wonderful donations coming in. I have a question for you. In Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, what is the final Horcrux to be destroyed?
So that was Alfred Enoch, who plays Dean Thomas in the Harry Potter series. He's also known as Wes Gibbons in the ABC drama How to Get Away with Murder.
There you go. And you can see him there next to Harry and the gang. There he is. And his question was, what was the final Horcrux to be destroyed? I believe.
I believe that's it.
In the final book and film.
Question 9, we want to know, what is the name of this spider?
Nearly said the answer again. It's the trouble when you look at these questions all week. Okay. So have a think on that one. And the final question, I'll bring us home. What position does Harry play on his Quidditch team? Another gimme, you've got to think, if you know anything about Harry Potter.
Yeah.
To bring us home. Okay. That should conclude the questions for round 5 and 6. We'll bring up a review of round 6 now.
which we will fire through for the last time.
If you're happy with your answers, feel free to press submit already. But Josh, question 1.
What object decides what house students at Hogwarts get put into?
Question 2. Who does Voldemort appoint as headmaster of Hogwarts in the 7th book?
We want to know who the philosopher is who had the stone.
First and last name, please. Question 4. Which character poses as Mad-Eye Moody in the Goblet of Fire?
What type of potion can a wizard drink to transform into someone else, is what David Tennant wanted to know.
What does Dumbledore leave in his will to Ron?
What is the name of Harry's mother?
What was the final Horcrux to be destroyed?
What is the name of the spider pictured in the bottom right?
And finally, easy one to bring us home. What position does Harry play on his Quidditch team? So make sure your team name matches the ones from round 1 and 2 and also round 3 and 4. Once you're happy with your answers, feel free to press submit. We'll give you another 10-15 seconds on those. Josh, you want to grab the bell and prepare to do the honours?
I'll ring the bell for the third and final time.
Oh,
a little premature ring.
Yeah. Okay. Good to see David Tennant fans sticking around. Fantastic to see. Okay. Make sure you've pressed submit if you are using the Google form. Failure to do so, and your scores will not count. Josh taking a drink, caught on camera there.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will be rattling through the answers before revealing the final scores and the winner of this week's quiz. Question 1 for the politics and history round.
Question 1. There are 4, actually.
There are
4 presidents. Do you want to list them?
I'd love to. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt.
Question 2. The answer is Thursday. Bit of an odd day.
Mm-hmm. Again, one that the US and Canada people might struggle with. Answer number 3 is Larry. He's been the resident cat of the Prime Minister at 10 Downing Street since 2011.
Question 4. That's actually Adolf Hitler who wrote that. Mein Kampf means my struggle.
Where did he write it, Josh?
He wrote it in prison after being found guilty of treason in 1924.
Great knowledge.
Yeah.
Question 5. That was Black Power, the Black Power salute. Thomas Smith and John Carlos in 1968 after coming first and third in the 200 metre men's final.
Question 6. The answer was actually elephants. It took him 16 days. He had 30,000 soldiers and he took 37 elephants over the Alps.
Fascinating stuff.
Italy.
Question 7, your answer was Blackbeard. Think if you're thinking about famous pirates, you've got a choice of 2 or 3.
Question 8. This was Jimmy Carter.
It was.
Who won the Nobel Peace Prize.
There you go. That came after his term. That question 9 was the SNP or Scottish National Party. We're accepting either. Not both, but either. And the final question of the politics and history round
was actually ravens. Superstition holds that if the Tower of London ravens are lost or fly away, the crown will fall and Britain with it.
There you go. Okay, and bringing up the answers for the Harry Potter round, we are getting some bitterness for people that aren't cultured enough to have seen Harry Potter, but there you go. Question 1, particularly the Sneath family and also Gibbs, saying they don't read children's books. This is anything but a children's book. Timeless, you might say. Okay, the Sorting Hat was your answer to question 1.
Question 2. The answer was Professor Snape.
That was Luna Lovegood or Ivana Lynch's question.
Yep. Question 3 was actually Nicholas Flamel. The Philosopher's Stone had the power to create the elixir of life and turn materials into gold.
It did.
Yeah, it
we
did.
were accepting spelling alterations on first and last name, but if you spelt Nicholas and Flamel wrong on both fronts, you're getting 0. Sorry. Question 4 was Barty Crouch Jr., who was played by David Tennant. Another little teaser there. So question 5, which was David Tennant's question, the answer was Polyjuice Potion, which was how Barty Crouch Jr. turned into Mad-Eye Moody in the 4th book.
Question 6, the answer was actually a deluminator. Could take light right out of lamps or whatever.
He left Dumbledore left a Snitch and Resurrection Stone to Harry, and first edition of the Tales of Beetle the Bard to Hermione.
Question 7, the answer was of course Lily Potter.
Of course. Father was James.
That it was.
Question 8. The answer was Nagini. There is some debate about this one, although we're almost certain the answer is Nagini. But if you put Harry, we're accepting that one as well, given that his death and coming back alive sort of overlapped with this a little bit.
You could have had either, not both.
Question 9.
Was Aragog, not Aragon. He was raised by Hagrid and regards all humans as prey.
Ron found him pretty terrifying. And the final question. Harry played as a seeker on his Quidditch team. Okay, and before we give you the answers, not the answers, the answers to how people have done, we are going to play quite an important video. So this is Ellie Orton, the Chief Executive of NHS Charities Together, showing some support. So take it away.
Hello and welcome to the Big Quarantine Quiz by me, Ellie Orton, and everybody at NHS Charities Together. Thank you so much for playing the quiz and thank you so much for donating. These funds are making such a difference to the NHS staff, volunteers and patients impacted by COVID-19. So please keep playing and please keep donating. Thank you so much.
So a big thank you to Ellie for that. We are delighted to be in aid of NHS Charities Together urgent COVID-19 appeal tonight. And as you heard there, it goes to a fantastic cause. If you can donate, if you have already, we're hugely grateful. But if you haven't, or even if you had, if you consider donating a very small amount as you would for a normal pub quiz, you can do that via the link at the top of the description underneath this video. But no pressure if you can't or don't want to. And with that, we will be bringing up the final scores, as I'm sure you're all hotly waiting for. So, Addie, take it away.
Sure. Hi. So, we're looking at the average scores. It says 3 and 4 there. It's not. It's 5 and 6.
That's my bad.
But the average score, highest we've had, with about 13.57. Highest score again of 20, and lowest score still of 3. 3 has been a constant throughout this.
Wow.
These are the top 20. Library Lady came in first with Alan Pham and Versailles in second place, joint.
Guess those shout outs have been working well.
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
Kate Should Dance has fallen down to spot 15.
Gutting,
so.
I'm sure Mum will be very pleased about that one.
This again hasn't worked. Well,
why don't we look at the top?
Yeah.
The thought was there.
Okay.
I have organised it this time. So, pretty consistent. We've got Team Rocket in first place, Kate Should Dance in second place, and Addie's Friends in third place. So, good job everyone, and we'll just scroll down so people can see how they've done.
So there you have it. The Google form is still a slight work in progress, we've got to say. But
I sorted it.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let's see if this works.
Oh. See, this is live quizzing. You're not doing it.
Oh, wow. Wow. Fiasco this. All right. Just drag that down.
Yeah, I'm on it. Well, this is going.
This is going great.
Spectacularly well.
It's going to make the big reveal even more worth it, you've got to think.
This is exciting. I'm excited.
I think we can leave the stragglers.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, scroll to the bottom and sort
We're going
that.
back.
It's pretty much sorted, but...
No, give us a second.
Okay, right.
Right,
Sort
1
by Z
second.
to A, back on screen.
Yeah. Did it! Team Rocket in first place, 52.
That's showbiz, baby. All right,
That
Team
is-
Rocket on 52.
That's the worst thing I've ever
I'll
heard
give
you
it back.
say.
I'll give it back to Annie.
That was terrible. Team Rocket in first place with 52. Kate Should Dance and Addie's Friends in joint second place with 51. And the Maddox and the Weevils in and Library Lady in joint third place.
So huge congratulations
job.
to Team Rocket, and congratulations to Annie for sorting that under an unbelievable amount of pressure.
Thanks.
With that, again, we're having some trouble with the real-time donation amounts, but a huge thank you to everyone that has donated.
The last that I was able to update it to is we have passed the 100% of our goal, so we were about £5,000 and
that's awesome.
And £20 or something. Keep donating if you can after this, and check it if you want a completely updated one yourself, because technology is failing.
This quiz has been a little more rough around the edges than some of the others, but we hope you enjoyed it. The option to donate is still right underneath this, and we perhaps didn't make it as clear as we could have last week, but we are doing this every Sunday, so we will be back next week, same time, same place. If you enjoyed it, please do come back, and you can subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you're guaranteed not to miss it next week. Okay, with that, we will say see you later.
Signing out.
Bye.
See you next week.